Good afternoon in Buffalo. Welcome to our Fred and
Friday
Jimmy edition of the podcast.
Uh,
As you can see from my screen logo, if it's not in a YouTube link, the banner of "Stop Interrupting Me."
that's what
That's what officially calling our sports podcasters from future
episodes.
episodes. This is not an official edition of the South. I'm gonna almost say.
You almost said
Stop interrupting me. Anyway, I promised Jimmy before we got here he's going to do his spiel on the draft lottery that's coming up tonight and the crazy thing with Ottawa and Colorado. You well know about it, but I'll just let Jimmy take it from here because I'm not willing to talk about that other than hope we get some type
He's never
of
willing
top
to
five
talk about it. Anyway, I mean,
draft picks.
before the podcast started, it's like, why won't you want to talk about it? Like, I don't want to talk about it. But as you all
And he's
know,
on his cell phone, which is unusual for this type of podcast.
yeah, we're doing a little cell phone.
Well,
So
he
anyway,
is. I'm not.
I'm doing my cell phone podcast here because I can't hear out of my can't hear my mic here. So here's my story.
Must be
If
using
Ottawa-
the phone
no.
mic.
Obviously, Ottawa has the best odds to win the draft lottery, but they don't own the pick. So if Ottawa,
Back up your face, Graham. I can see it. It looks like you're trying to show your face.
sorry, I'm
There you go. Better. No wonder why.
so Ottawa, if they win the draft lottery, they don't own the pick. Colorado gets the pick, and they get to pick Jack Hughes.
Depending on the draft later night, Colorado may not get that pick tonight.
This Sarah points out that Ottawa gets the number one pick. They don't own the draft pick. They own Colorado, who's in the playoffs. They get to select Jack Hughes. I mean, with the already stacked lineup. I mean, I don't know, Ottawa fans. I mean, this is the cherry, the top most cherry in the worst team of the year because they're not going to draft number one.
Look, I'm feeling sorry for him. Trust me.
For fans in Ottawa, it's got to be gut wrenching. You know, if they don't own the pick that they traded away for with all the controversy, the new arena and Eugene Melnick. I mean, it's absolutely insanity. What this
this is why I don't pay attention to Ottawa media, and I really don't give a darn about Eugene Melnick.
I mean, but what this? I think it'll be the story of this is the story of the draft lottery. If I mean, besides the 4 other teams who gets, I mean, the Sabres have the 8.5 to lottery pick. We'll get down for discussion a little bit here. But this is just unbelievable. I hear Fred Stewart in the background. I think no, I'll be talking about because this is not what the show's about here. Honestly, I had
just ignore. I don't care. How many centers does Colorado have?
Well, they got McKinnon.
They got Comfort, which they stole from us in that Grigorenko deal. Grigorenko's in Russia, so I really don't care about Grigorenko's a draw.
I mean, they're going to
be a winner though.
What?
Isn't Rantanen a winner?
Yeah, well, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're calling him a center, right? Really?
No, the left winger. Left winger, but they're a wild card. But that's this should be the story tonight.
This is why this new show is gonna be called "Stop Interrupting Me."
Properly named here, actually.
Because somehow we always interrupt each other. We're twins. I really don't care. I can interrupt him anytime I want. I'm the host of the show.
No, I'm the co-host. So I can interrupt you as much as.
Yeah, wait to do this with Eric.
This guy. Oh yeah, once we have Eric, this is gonna be way more fun here.
I was I don't want to say I was hoping. I would like to have done it before Easter, but Eric's on vacation in Florida.
Eric, hi. We miss you seriously. Yeah,
we do miss him. Yeah, bring your basketball chops back, buddy. You college basketball UB lover. My God. He, yeah,
I
he doesn't want to show up to a bowling
make it a
night.
Sweet 16 this year. That didn't happen.
He didn't want to show up for late bowling birthday because he's all about March Madness and college basketball. You'd be lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament. And Jimmy's speechless. So
No, I know. All right,
I
so
can see your teeth. Back off your
why don't
teeth.
we get to the big topic of
This is Jimmy. I can see his face. You're
I'm jumping at the bit here about.
You're trying to jump back on your big screen, Grandma?
No, I'm not, Fred.
Oh my God! That's all I can see is your teeth from the monitor I'm seeing.
Well, I'm going off my phone, Fred. Do you want me to show these nice glasses? I mean, seriously. See, the more you show it, the better.
That's usually how it goes. I know. I wonder why. That's why Gary gets so many followers. But I think he's half on his opinions, especially with WrestleMania. I mean, I'm reading the snapshot of his Facebook post. I'm like, Gary, there was more than 2 matches that were top notch.
I will say the Kofi Daniel Bryan was the best match of the night.
Oh, that got the crowd. That was just from just how they interact with the crowd, that the storytelling, that both of those
That Dr. Thugonomics, John Cena made an appearance. My God.
But we'll get to it at another point.
That's another podcast for another day here. So obviously, oh wait, this is President, main host here. I'm the sidekick. What am I talking about?
I don't know. All I can say is that Housley has been fired. It was announced Sunday, as well as most of Sabres fans know, that Jason Botterill announced that Phil Housley was let go, relieved his duties. Basically, Housley is now shit in a can right now.
No, I'm shitting here.
Yeah, you got pushed in the
can.
can.
For favorites, were defense last second half of the season. We're in key games actually. We're barring maybe reason some of the other. Jason Botterill's decision made recommendation to the close. This wasn't based on the players here. I mean, this press conference, Jack Eichel, as Black, it's not our job better as players. You know, this is not on Phil. This is on us. Wrestling line. I suppose that we need to hold each other more accountable.
They've been saying that for the past 7 years.
I know.
They need to be held more accountable. How about Gerdson's kids himself accountable? How about Larson? How about Rich the Lion? Can you explain that to me? Oh, I need more accountability. Yes, they need more accountability. Hey, talk is cheap. You've been here how long in this organization?
Well, in fairness to them, this has been a lack of a winning environment for these. And honestly, nobody wants to lose. You know, this is the 4th coaching change, 5th coach within the last.
You're damn right. It's a lack of culture. And it's been a losing environment. But how much have they helped try to change it around? Zero. I saw Larson on TV the one game before the last 2 games they won. He had it nailed down. Is that going to be a losing environment? Is that how you're going to create a winning environment?
How can you blame the guy? I mean, when you've been losing for the last 7 8 years like the team is, when you won?
But hey, quitting on the team ain't going to help it either.
Well, true, but you're not in the player. But that's kind of I was going to go on that rant too about the players themselves. But you've seen them before me, so that's like stop interrupting.
It's one facet to this equation, but as far as why the Sabres are the way they are at this point, even if you have Darlene, Reinhardt, to name a few.
Well, it's been secondary scoring. If you forgot to mention Patrick Bergen, who's supposed to be the second line center, he's supposed to be the second line for his team, quit in the middle of the year. I think we forget, that Patrick
I
Bergen.
didn't forget.
I know, but I know you haven't forgotten. But Patrick Bergen quit his team in the middle of the year. He was supposed to shut Casey Mills down. I mean, Casey Mills had made strides.
I'm going to shout out to Chad DeDominics on Twitter, because he usually points out the analytics and everything on what led to Housley's firing. There is a lot of things. Let me get to it in a moment. What he specifically says about usage. So that was one of the biggest issues. Housley is usage of certain players, like a Scandal or like a Saboka, that normally wouldn't have this. Would you stop tapping my wire? Right.
But it's clear once again the lack of depth of not only secondary scoring, but secondary scoring has been the biggest we've been saying this for the last several seasons. The lack of now we got some from the defense here this year. Rasmus Dahlin, stud, second most high-ranking defenseman since passes this season. This season, only behind Phil Housley, the coach that we just fired. I mean, he's going to mature. He's going to get stronger. But this is clear. The pressure now is on Jason Botterill's shoulder.
No doubt, it's going to be on Jason Botterill's shoulders. No question. But trying to go to why Housley was fired, I would look up Chad DeDominics on Twitter.
But
a lot of these people were saying this stuff during this past year about Housley. There's even one comment that I saw on Twitter last night that when who got Justin Fall got I don't know if he got traded or if he signed somewhere else.
No, he went to Dallas.
Oh yeah, he got traded to Dallas. Anyway, there was a quote from him as this, I think on her mother or family said that Phil Housley didn't keep veterans accountable. In the locker room. I saw last night, but forgive me, I might have to find it.
You're paraphrasing. Well, you're paraphrasing. Sure. But it's a first-time head coach. I mean, this is Housley is the first head coach.
Look at how much success Phoenix is having with their head coach. That
I think Craig Rebay best said it, on the Inskaters. What this team needs right now is a veteran coach that it's going to hold these players, not just the bottom six players, but you're like Jack Eichel, Rasmus Dahlin, accountable.
You make me look crazy and try to organize my thoughts on the podcast as usual. Again,
I wish we had the mic drop on this. I have a mic drop on this one. I'm Shazam on that one.
As well as I'm looking up stuff, maybe.
Well, I had the time here, but you look at the not to use the pairs of amateurs. It's the same. How many round draft they trade Taylor Hall to do Ryan's. I'm trading. Well, the Sabres have, but this is the 8th straight season that the Sabres have not, which is the current longest streak, the longest active streak now in the NHL.
No,
since Carolina made the playoffs this year.
All right, let me see.
That streak there. If you look back at 2 years, 64 points the first season. What was it? I think it was 64, 62 points. This not 76 points this year, and 2 seasons.
Yeah, Minor Ron said it best. To summarize, this is a quote from my for me. His past, way past the coaching record, last couple of years, Phil's inability to adjust the system to what team he had. His head was stretching monster decisions, and his inconsistent message after games is what led to his decision, in his opinion.
Well,
it is exactly spot on.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there. The one thing I will say though, but look what Phil had on the team. There's a lot of young players on this team here. Doesn't have the type of talent like he had in Nashville.
But even still, I think you're supposed to.
One part of the issue. It's the lack, as I said, the lack
of talent. Of course, it's an issue. It's been an issue for the past few years. Now, you could stretch it back to when Tim Murray traded some of our depth in the deals of Robin Leonard and Ryan O'Reilly, and when we traded for Alexis Bastian of Brady McNabb. I mean, there's where your depth lies. Even trading Yo Armia, Brendan Malou, even though he didn't want to be in Buffalo, even though Buffalo drafted him. Some of these players that I just mentioned, even Mark Pysyk. I mean, you still could have Mark Pysyk. You could at least have a solid deep pairing person. And you're putting him to Florida for Dmitry Kolokov that didn't pan out due to injuries and whatnot.
Which that got traded to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
That got traded to Winnipeg. So,
but going back to this year and Housley's mismanagement of Nathan Beaulieu and when he played, even though he was actually solid this year, than Marco Scandella, who kept struggling. Instead of benching Scandella, he didn't bother to do it.
But he kept benching the younger players, like Lawrence Pilot.
Yep.
There.
And it's part of the development. To some degree, yeah, but no. I don't understand why you could have benched a Scandella. I don't understand why you could have benched Ristolainen for some of his faults. I mean,
well, I don't disagree there because clearly, he benched instead of benching veterans like a veteran Smoker, like a Rasmussen or Mark Scandella, like a Lawrence Pine, a Nylander, Thompson, which I can understand. But at the same time, what does that message send towards the locker room? It doesn't really send for the young. It doesn't really hold the veterans accountable. Now, we'll get more.
But yes, it's both. It was both a coaching problem and a talent problem. I think Botterill is slowly but surely trying to attempt to fix this. But a positive sign I will say is what's going on around Chester, the development of Olsen, Nylander, Pilot, Morgan. I mean,
even the games that Olsen has played, the 4 or 6 games that he's played in Buffalo, it's truly amazing. I mean, obviously he's a little bit older. He's a little bit older development, but when he played with Jack out the same run the last 4 games, he gets 2 power play goals. He has an incredible shot. He develops a great chemistry, and that's which I was going to say that kind of helps you moving forward with you're going to have you're hopeful to re-sign Jeff Skinner before July 1st. You obviously have a top 5 draft pick, or at least a top 5 draft pick at the moment right now. Down lottery goes night. Hey, you can acquire a Matthew Shane, a Kevin Hayes, or somebody of that nature. Sure, sure. There's a lot of pieces that could come your way this offseason. I think that's the major thing right now. I mean, if the Sabres got Jeff Skinner, it'll be like a huge free agent acquisition. I mean, now again, whether or not he stays, I don't know. I mean, he obviously loves it here in Buffalo. I think no question about it. But is that going to? I mean, the sign just is that going to be one where he's going to work out for years and then dip off like a Matt Moulton or Kyle Post still here? I mean, you have to Jason Ponville. Which we all love and respect here in Buffalo. Here, what's gonna happen with him? Is he gonna keep playing for one more? Is he gonna play for one more year, or is he gonna go? So we don't know.
Won't be at $5 million now.
No, I'm saying it won't be probably like a Caffrey, depending on where he is right now. Here, you have the young players in Rochester. Who's gonna make it on open? So there's a lot of questions, and now the coach, and now this. I mean, there's gonna be you have for Jason Botterill, he's gonna have to get this coaching decision right. Because the next one here, he has to get this one right, or otherwise his job, he's gone.
It's funny that Bog Booger got fired the day before Housley did.
Two former Sabres players. I mean,
Florida had more points this season than the Sabres too, and they hired Joe Quinn. I don't think there's a connection there with the Italian who
from Chicago.
With Chicago long time back during their successful run for the Stanley Cup and their 3 championships. So I'm glad he goes to a team that is familiar with the personnel and the staff wise. Love to have him here. Beggars can't be choosers. So for me, it's like whatever at this point. But yeah, Botterill has to get it right, no doubt. I honestly think though this time around that forgive me that. My point of it, when I say Potter's going to get it right. I can see a fan of a portion of the fan base liking the coach and our section of fan base not liking Hoover. I don't think it's going to be a total unanimous. Oh, we like this hire from the fan base. I just don't see it.
Well, it depends on who. I think it's going to depend on who to hire us. Now, there's reports that Todd McClellan is going to be the leading man. Ironically, playing in the Frozen Four Files here in Buffalo. So, I mean, now obviously it lasted a lot, and Edmonton didn't go well. But say you can blame. I'm for what we've heard. There's no even from Connor McDavid. They have a lot of things. It's kind of more. I think we can all agree it's more of a management situation. I mean, the inaptitude that have been going on for quite some time there instead of Tom McClellan. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to go out and hire Tom McClellan, but I mean, but go back to what Kurt Reese said. He fit the bill of a tough kind of fits the bill what the kind of like when that coach kind of is someone that's tough, he can be hard players, but also he can be relatable to the players. So find that balance is crucial right now, especially for this young team right now. quite honestly, lacks team and mental toughness. I mean, that was clearly evident this year. And now, I think the 10-game win streak that they had in November kind of over. When we were talking back in November with how the team, you saw what the team at their best. But a lot of this, we could argue, a lot of those were comebacks. From 1 or 2 goals down earlier in the year. But when you get January, February, March, type 1-goal games, they seem to falter. I mean, epic defensive lapses they're costing them goals. The goal team down stress. I mean, how many times have we seen defense lap after defense lap? It almost was. I mean, flat out comical and sad. I mean, it was.
I think he also attested to Housley and the.
I know, but it was absolute. It was horrific. So what? Horrific. I mean.
Yep, it definitely was horrendous. It was just downright abysmal, in my opinion. But
tough they playing it. Well, what team was?
There were moments.
The team sucked. I mean,
there was moments where when they were on their game and they were, following the system. They had
wasn't really a system. Be honest, wasn't really a defensive system. No, I'll say that. No, I mean,
or whatever game plan, whatever game plan. But yes, most people would agree that there was really no such stuff. So I'm not going to debate with you on that.
No, I'm not. I mean, I wish Jeff Housley the best. I mean, obviously, it's a difficult situation. It wasn't going to be a different one. But I mean, how many times have we heard him say about calling this team soft? Talk about Harper we'll practice harder. I mean, if you could say the same thing we'll have with Dan Bosman.
I think Phil was soft too, to be honest with you. Phil was soft enough to not make the necessary changes to the lineup.
Well, say that's going to have to adapt with the roster he has. But
yeah, that's part of it too. But that's seriously, you want to say how we couldn't bench Scandella when Tyler was playing better, or even when Matt Harvard was playing better than even Scandella? I mean,
no, I can't disagree.
Or Bull, you when you still him, I can't. Yes. You could have.
Most of the players were third or fourth line players too. It's not like natural. We have like Roman Yossi and PK Subban in this one.
That was 3 years ago, Jim.
But again, I wish Phil Housley but the best. I mean, best. I do hope that he finds somewhere where maybe he takes a year off. Maybe
attention to detail, like lack of recovered goaltending.
Well, that's where his they were.
That's what he kept saying over and over again too. And I'm not disagreeing with that, but at the same time, it's like.
But look at the talent. But also, you got to look at the talent.
Of course, you got to look at the talent around. They're still building. They're still building.
Well, yeah, we've been building for 7-8 years. I mean,
I don't know what you want. Our situation, do you want the situation in Edmonton where they made the playoffs?
No,
and then they
and I know the Edmonton situation is much worse. They don't have a GM right now. I mean, or even Ottawa. I hate to go back to Ottawa. The dumpster fire. They're there.
I don't know who's worse, us, Edmonton, or damn Ottawa.
Throw Ottawa Center on this one.
I said I was like, exactly you trying to say. I thought he was on crack.
We're gonna trade Michael. Yeah, that just like we're gonna trade. He's the least of your worries. I mean, I know. Has he made you damn right? But
I don't think it was a problem on this team. We're past.
It's like, well, but honestly, I mean, but wouldn't you get sick and tired of losing after all these years? You get sick and. I mean, how would you feel if your first four seasons you hadn't made the playoffs and your star player, well, kind of 1 year, I mean, I feel sorry for Connor McDavid and Jack Eichel. I really do.
I can't wait to have a debate with Eric on this. I really can't wait to see what his thoughts are and debate how he feels. I will give probably this more structured conversation with different questions when we officially do the podcast. This is just our usual rant that I can't get a word edgewise from you. I can't get a word edgewise. Are you interrupting me?
Well, I do have a question here. Since we're on the topic of head coach here, who do you? I mean, you mentioned topic on Alain Vigneault, who spent time in Vancouver, New York Rangers.
Chris Taylor. Those are my top three at this point.
I think. Well, yeah, those would be top three. McCullough, Vigneault, and Chris Taylor was obviously. I mean, Taylor was discussing Danmarks. He was on the answer today at 11:00. He mentioned about he has every paraphrasing every has a role every line have at least every line to hit.
Slow down, Grandma.
To hit and be physical. So that's something. So that's something very intriguing. I mean, Vigneault has had a lot of success in playoffs. Yes.
So anyway, just to give you a roundout of this upcoming season, Botterill's contract's going to be off the books. The 5.6 cap hit. Jeff Sinister, don't know what you're going to resign for, so I'm not going to speculate if he resigns here. Gergensen's cap, if you don't want to resign with Larson, you can walk away from them, and that will save you about a little over $3 million in cap space. And Rodriguez.
Here brings up a question here. Of the players, I mean, my top now. I'm rolling through my top 5 players. There's players on this roster who won't be on the roster next season. Larson and Gertz, they need to change. I believe a change of series is necessary. I think I might say last year, but they need. I cleared a change series. Pominville, depending on what his contract situation is, whether he stays or he signs.
Yeah, you're not.
Saboka, I mean,
he's not. His contract doesn't end until his cap will go down from 3.5 to 2.725 million. He's unrestricted free agent in 2020.
Okay, so we can't really on this quite yet.
The 2020s. After the 2020s. After this.
Ristelai, to me, is kind of the only really tradable asset you have on this team.
To at least pick up a second line center.
Yeah, that's what he's kind of. I call him kind of the question mark, in kind of the question mark as far as because there were trade talk rumors of him during the trade deadline about him going to Tampa Bay. Now, whether or not, whether or not.
Yeah, where are they not to come to fruition by the draft in a couple months? That's yet to be seen. Now, I'm looking at contract firstly and the cap breakdown for 2021. And you have Zach Bogosian coming off the books, Marco Scandella coming off the books.
Matt Molson is coming off the book this year.
Yeah, Matt Molson coming off the books. So Brandon Montour, the RFA, Matt Hunger will also come off the book. So let's see. 5 million. So 5 million, 9 million.
That's
maybe
14
million on the defensive side after 2019, 2020. That's about 9 million coming off of your cap. Right there. And now this year, you're asking if you're going to be saying it's going to be maybe 8, 9 million. Oposto, you cannot get rid of unless you ship him off to Seattle. That franchise goes on. It's a no. I think it's a no trade clause for. It's a modified no trade clause. So, for his, but you can't cap of 6 million for the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Pominville's cap will go down significantly. Cap it will go down significantly. Besides, it will not be for 5.66 million. I mentioned Brinson's, Larson's.
I mean, but out of those players, I mean, I think I'm safe to say
Reinhart next contract comes up in 2021 after the 2021 season. So
if you talk about Sam Ryer, he's had a pretty solid season, 62 points this year out of games. I mean, could he be possibly a guy that you're looking to move? I'm not saying hypothetically.
No question at all. I think it'd be a good change of scenery for him. Also, look at Brent Sabres, their number 2 on center since they traded Ryan O'Reilly.
I'm not sure on that one. I mean, I think he's still part of your core. I mean, I think
he's not consistent enough. It's just go play.
I don't need a physical force out there.
You got too many puck moving defense at this point. How many more do you need?
No, I'm not saying I don't disagree you, but I'm not planning to train Sam Ryan. Now,
I'm not talking about Sam Ryan. I'm talking about Rasmus Ristolainen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a little sidetracked there. I thought you. I was talking a question about could you possibly see Sam Ryan? He's part of the core with Jack Eichel, Dowling, Wilson.
We'll have to see.
I mean, what is your core besides Jack? Possibly Jeff Skinner.
No, you would say Dowling and your core. Milsey at this point, maybe Reinhart still. I think so likely. I forget Connor Shearer's cap will come off for 2021 at the end of 2020 season. So there's a lot of playability right here. Everything's going to work itself up in the next few years, I believe, as far as cap-wise. But I think we're just going over it again because, besides the coaching factor,
I think take away the coaching factor. As we said the last couple of seasons, the lack of roster depth has been evident. I mean, as we said before, I mean, I think that's been the bigger issue besides the coach for the reasons you just said.
But also the dead cap, too.
The dead cap, too, the contracts for Vander.
Take off Brendan Gully's dead cap, Berglund, and Beaulieu after this year. Mostly, right, yes. You'll take another close to $4 million off the salary can bring next year. So that factors in. Uh, you'll look at like Gordon Pilot. He'll have a year on under $1 million. Uh, James Johnson, Borgen, Nylander. That's what it is.
Now you mentioned Alex Nylander here. Yeah, Nylander here. I think he's Nylander. Could he be possibly another guy we talked about in trade?
Could be.
I mean, there's. I mean, you kind of like he's spent 4 pro seasons in the AHL here. I mean, so I mean, is he? Would you? I personally, I hope. Me personally, I hope he doesn't get traded. But at the same time, I understand that you got to come up something good, get something good. I mean, is he part? Could he be part of like a bigger package? I guess. With the rest
on the table at this point, I wouldn't.
Well, you have to open to your trading here because clearly there's holes that you need to fill. The one good thing about Olsen, I think that combination kind of answers some of your questions about Skinner. Now Skinner BFA. I think in that second line center will help because he doesn't have to play with it yet. If you keep Olsen, Reinhardt, Eichel, and Reinhardt, then Skinner with somebody else, and whoever your second line. How many second line right wingers? We also need a second line right winger as well. So who do you surround? That's going to be another issue. Is it Reinhardt? Is it somebody in the draft? I mean,
you got to factor that. Depends on where Buffalo draft.
Is it a guy like Patrick Laine?
I don't know yet. That has yet to be seen. If anything would happen, like I said, it probably happened during the draft or around draft and free agency.
I agree there. I totally. Well, yeah. The one thing's for certain, it's the roster's going to look completely different than last year or even the year before. I mean, season. I mean, because clearly there's got to be more change, and obviously the coaching brand has to. The coaching brand has to be tough on these players. There has to be accountability. The practice. This team next year has got to have that identity. If you're not only playing up tempo, but have some toughness, have some grit, because clearly it's been lacking. I mean, as I said already, it's been clearly lacking. I mean, your bottom 6 roster, there's got to be an energy. There's got to have to be an energy line for your fourth line that can produce 20 points, more than 20 points a year. You got to have a solid third line. All your lines, and I think it should be offensively in some, and even it can't just be like this year where you're top heavy. You're top heavy with one line. That's sort of the case here. They had numbers. The Sabres were top heavy this year, and same thing with Colorado. I mean, this is going to be a big, important offseason for this organization to move forward if they are to make huge strides for next season. I think that's if nothing else to make a big. They need to not add big mission. But the coach they hire, it's gonna have to have to hold now the bottom players accountable. But you're Jack Eichel, you're Sam Reinhart. We need more.
You're Scandella.
You're Scandella.
Yep.
Even if it was the line. Okay, so out of the coaches that we mentioned, who do you most likely see, or even a Bruce?
No, it was confirmed that he was not going anywhere.
Okay, he's not going anywhere. I'll take Bruce Berger out of the equation here
at this point.
But that could change. Out of the three coaches you mentioned here, and we get interrupted by another phone call. See, this is the problem. This is the problem when you have your phone. It's at the Natural WA. I don't even know what the heck the Natural WA is all about, honestly. I don't even know what. So, the three coaches that we mentioned here, most likely, who's the guy that was also retired?
Like I said, it comes down to McLennan and Vigneault. Either one I'd be fine with.
Who's most likely to get the job in your opinion? I'm sorry, I didn't get your answer.
Maybe it comes down to. It seems like McClellan. If they don't get McClellan, I would say Vigneault. If they don't get Vigneault, I would say Chris Taylor.
But you're not sure who to. You can't make up your mind for it.
I can't. That's the honest answer I could give you. I can't say one way or the other at this point until they confirm it.
I'd say if you're personally, if you had to pick one,
I couldn't pick. I would like to see Chris Taylor. If you want my honest opinion, I'd like to see Chris Taylor get Chewy, but that would be my favorite. Honestly, I can't specifically make up my mind to say specifically who I think would be the next coach. I don't have my heart set on one particular person.
I've got to mention it's between LA and Buffalo for McClellan here, but I think top one. I mean, the more I read about the guy, I think the accountability he kind of fits the box right now. I mean, Taylor. I think first time head coach would be a different. Shelton Keefe. I forgot to mention Sheldon Keefe from the Marlies, and then the former Swedish national coach is kind of like a intriguing one. But if I had to pick, I would like to see Alain Vigneault get the head coaching job. I mean, me personally, I think Vigneault is the guy. I think he has the track record, he has the accountability, he's flexible. We've seen it in New York when he has unfortunately roster region. This is a young roster. I think he's the guy. He's a man. Tabagon would be a pretty close second, and then Taylor. Obviously, because Taylor. I mean, the higher within. We don't know. We don't know what their requirements. And obviously, first was Randy Sexton of the and the book. Randy Sexton Gulas. Sit down and talk about where they go from here. But if I had to bet my money on it, I mean, if Tom McClellan goes to LA, I'd say it's going to be Vigneault. I mean, the World Junior connection, part of the Team Canada, management for the World Junior for Team Canada. I mean, World Championship. I'm sorry, my mistake.
All right, and on that note, when Eric gets back, we will debate more of this. We have a clear direction of where the Sabres are heading. And
Bills.
The draft will be later in this April. And we can start off by
talk about the really for the Bills.
Ripping in and debating
from Dallas. I mean,
we'll get more into that.
We'll get more into that. The Bills are making help.
Yeah, they're making $1 million. Anyway, see you next time.
Yep, thank you very much.
Thanks for my segment.
Isn't that what I was? This is what more.
He ruined them. So.
Take care, guys.